Hello. Have you ever been hurt and then found yourself just like responding in ways that like didn't even feel like you? More like distance, like more reactive, more guarded, and you thought, that's not who I am. But emotional pain has a way of spreading. If we don't slow down and heal it, yes, sis. Hi, welcome. I'm Coach Melinda. I go by Melinda. And in this space, we have healing, wellness, and faith that all comes together. It ties all together. And so, if you've ever felt like your pain started affecting how you show up in relationships, I want you to know this is a safe place. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about how pain spreads. Yes, ma'am. Just doesn't stay contained, it leaks into the way we communicate, the way we respond, the way we interpret others, or what they're saying, or what we think they're saying. Sometimes we snap faster, withdraw quicker, we assume the worst, not because anyone's a bad person or not because you're a bad person, but because when you're hurting, you respond differently, sis. And unhealed pain, it just doesn't like stay quiet, it expresses itself. And this is the part that a lot of people don't really talk about. Sometimes the pain you carry can become the pain you give. Yep, believe it or not. And again, it's not intentionally, it's not maliciously, but unconsciously. And that sometimes can be hard to sit with. But why? Like you're saying, like, okay, why does this happen? Okay, sis, let me tell you why. When you've been hurt deeply, your mind and body, it shifts into like protection mode. And we've been talking a lot about how things affects our body. But your mind goes into like protect me, protect me. It tells your body to protect me. And so what happens is then you may like become more defensive, struggle to trust, react from past wounds instead of present moments. Yes. So essentially what's happening is it's like your nervous system is trying to keep you safe, but at the same time, sometimes what happens is it like responds to current people if they are as if they are the ones that hurt you and they're not even the ones that hurt you, if that makes sense. So basically what ends up happening is if you're not careful, you'll take all that pain from the past out on the current person or people that had nothing to do with what happened to you in the past. And then sometimes what ends up happening is, like, say if you're in a relationship, you've moved on, you've in another relationship, and this person adores you. They're so good to you, good to your kids, good to, that you mesh well, things are going well, but then you're still so hurt that it's like kind of bleeding over to this person. So guess what happens? What ends up happening is you treat that person how you were treated, not intentionally, but because you're still hurt and you're still protecting yourself. And so now they have become the victim of pain that they didn't even cause, is how that cycle kind of goes. And so we kind of have to try to break that cycle. And in order to break the cycle, healing has to become a choice. You have to say, you know what? That's a good point, Melinda. You know what? I actually think I need to, I've been a little hard on this person, or, they didn't do, they've been, bless their heart. They've been trying and trying and trying. And, I just been taking so much stuff out on them. Or sometimes it could bleed into your house with your kids or anything else, and they don't have anything to do with what happened to you. But because you're still hurt and it hasn't been healed, now they're paying the cost of it. But in order to break the cycle, healing has to become a choice. And of course, it doesn't happen overnight. So I just want to remind you of that. Like it's not gonna happen overnight. And just remember, nobody's perfect, nothing's perfect. I mean, we are all a work in progress, okay? And sometimes you may realize that like you're starting to heal when you get to a place where you this is how you know you're at least starting to heal anyways, when you get to a place to where you're like, you pause before you respond. You kind of think before you just explode. And you start asking yourself, you may start saying like stuff like, is this response coming from truth or from pain? Then you're trying to separate the two. Or when you start bringing it to God and saying, Lord, your will, not mine, be done. You know what's best for me. You know how much pain I've been in. Lord, help me. That's how you know you're starting to kind of be cognizant of what's going on and things like that. And it's like, okay, I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding it anymore. I am gonna acknowledge it that this is occurring. I'm just gonna surrender it. You know what? Because I can't keep doing this. I'm just gonna let it go. And it's because healing isn't about pretending you weren't hurt. It's not about pretending that you weren't hurt. It's about refusing to let that hurt define you and how you love in the future. In other words, it's like letting go. It's like not being bound by what hurt you, not letting that take a hold of you and allowing yourself to move forward and love again. Because in reality, sis, you deserve better. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live a peaceful life. You deserve peace that doesn't cost you to go out of character, or doesn't cost you to, like, you deserve to be with someone and be yourself to where you don't have to worry about, oh, I need to be like this, or oh, I need to shrink because they're not used to somebody like me, or oh, I need to shrink, or you don't curse, and everybody else is there cursing, so now you feel pressured that you have to wow out. No, no, you don't. I don't curse either, sis. I never cursed a day in my life. So listen, be you. Just be you. You also deserve relationships that aren't shaped by your past wounds. You deserve to be so happy and free and just peaceful and just like be able to just trust. And that's the scary thing about getting in a relationship or loving or anything like that, because it's literally trusting and being vulnerable again. But if you always live your life guarded, you'll never be able to live up to your full potential because you're always holding yourself back in a sense. See what I'm saying? You deserve healing that allows you to show up, like I said, whole. Just your whole you. Be yourself. Not reactive, not guarded, not disconnected, mm-mm, but grounded. That's what you deserve. And healing looks like slowing down before you react, communicating instead of shutting down, taking responsibility without shame. You know what? I messed up. Oops, that's my bad. Oops, I'm going to do better next time. That's something I need to work on. You could say things like that. Um, Being honest about what still hurts. Man, that messed me up. I was not expecting that. That one stung. That was a surprise. Just admitting it. I need to just, pay better close attention. Or you could have paid attention and they could have bamboozled you. You didn't know this person was living two lives. You didn't know, like, you're not in somebody's head. So don't beat yourself up about something that you totally had no control over or didn't have any clue over. Okay? So you don't have to carry it. The guilt, the weight, the shame. You don't have to carry that and pass it on. Okay? Put it down. Release it right now. Just say, you know what, Lord, your will, not mine, be done. Take it, Lord. I give it all to you. Just do it right now. Just do it. Just lift that burden off your shoulders. Okay? You can heal it. Yep. And so, in closing, like, if you've been hurting and you've noticed it's showing up in ways you don't like, just know that you're going through some things. You're going through some things, but you can make it. At least you're aware. Just be aware. And awareness is where it all begins. Because what we say before, you can't change what you don't acknowledge. So just acknowledge, okay, I'm hurt. I'm still hurt. I just shoved it down. But you know what? I'm going to face this today. This part of our faith, this right here, this session that I'm talking about, this topic, I did, if you are just joining the channel or this is your first time watching, I'm doing a faith and healness. It's like this is part of our faith healing and emotional wellness series. So I've done several videos on that, and I'll be on that until, Lord sees fit for me to switch to something else. Or if I feel like, oh, okay, I'll know. Whatever comes to my heart, I'll kind of shift accordingly. But right now, we're doing this faith healing and emotional wellness series. And I'm a nurse for those who are just joining in. And if it's your first time, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. But as I'm a nurse, a mentor, and a life coach, and I try to like round it all up and try to help. I love helping women, and my passion is to help people grow. And so that's why I try to do all these different topics and also tell you like how it affects your body, the mental, and everything, so we can live a peaceful life. Okay. So again, this is part of our faith healing and emotional wellness series. And basically, the focus is we learn to heal emotionally and spiritually without losing ourselves in the process. And so, if this spoke to you, please like and subscribe. And as always, I'm sending you peace, love, joy, and happiness. All right. I hope this message helped you. You can do it. You got this. I'm rooting for you. Hang in there. We all get down sometimes. We all get down. It happens to all of us. We've all been through some things, and that's what this space is for. It's a safe space to build you up. So I hope this message helped you. You guys let me know in the comments if it's too long. I'm trying to stay like around 10 minutes ish or something like that. I know this one went over a little bit, but I really try not to watch the time too, because I just let it flow like however it's supposed to flow. But if it's some topics that you want me to cover or something that you want me to cover, just drop it in the comments. But as for now, we'll be on this series of healing, because I really want us all, especially as women, because we carry so much and we go through so much. So I want us all to grow in faith, in our spiritual, on our spiritual journey. My channel is all about faith, healing, and wellness. So that's what it'll be prefaced on, like all of our topics. Okay. So I hope this message helped you today. Have a good day. Peace, love, joy, and happiness.